evening, everybody. It's the Lawn Gnome, and welcome to your February 2016 episode of Out of the Vault. If you are brand new to my channel, of course I have to say welcome to probably the best segment that you will see in my entire bunch of programs. Out of the Vault is a show where I take a look at one Disney classic a month, whether it is one that I have seen for the very first time or one that I haven't seen in ages. It is my job to rewatch them or see them and see exactly if they are as good as I was expecting them to be or what I remember them to be. So far I have been doing this for 3 whole years, and we are about to begin the 4th year. And what better classic to begin with for the first one of 2016 than the very first Disney classic from 1937. The one that started it all. The one that is responsible for Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Tangled, and Frozen. I am talking about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, this is a classic that I never got the opportunity to see in theaters because way back in the day, which means the 1980s and 90s, the way that Disney films were kept in their perfect form was being re-shown on the big screen for many generations to see. So I wanted to see this one, I really did, but I never got the opportunity to see it. The first time I saw it was on a VHS rental from a video store, and if you're not old enough to remember video stores, I'm not going to get into that, that's another story for another time. I saw it when I was about 13. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. But what I do remember about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is how much respect I had for that movie, because I knew that this was the movie that began a revolution in modern filmmaking. My friend Rachel Wagner is doing this very similarly by taking a look at all the Disney classics once every Wednesday, and she's going in chronological order. So she gave me a little bit of information that I didn't even know about. I could not believe the fact that Walt Disney sacrificed so much to bring this movie to life. He mortgaged his house, he put up so much of his own personal investments and spendings, because all he wanted to do was not just bring an animated film to people, but bring an amazing film to the people that was animated. And when I watched this movie again, I could not get over how incredible I felt watching this truly underappreciated, as far as today's standards for Disney films go, classic. Snow White and the Evil Queen, of course, are the main protagonist and antagonist. While they are so simple, it is amazing to see how much depth you find in these characters. The Seven Dwarfs are absolutely lovable. Even though there are some that speak more than others, you get so much of each of their personalities through their body language, through their facial expressions, and even through all of the other emotions, whether it's laughter or crying. This movie was so full of life and so full of Disney magic. The animation is just absolutely breathtaking. We're in an amazing age in animation, especially with everything going digital these days, but when you take a look at this movie, it was just incredible to feel that an entire world was brought to life thanks to not actors on a movie set, but pencils, sketchboards, paints, and tons of tender loving care to bring these images from the imagination of Walt Disney to life for so many people to see. There were some points in the movie where I really felt scared, where I really felt happy, and don't even get me started at the scene that makes everybody, no matter how old or how young you are, bawl like a little baby because of what you are witnessing. And I give so much props to Disney and all the animators for pouring their hearts and souls to make these characters bleed with life and emotions. And the other thing that is quite surprising to me is how forgotten this movie is, especially when it comes to the songs. I could not remember all of these amazing songs that are in this movie because of the fact that movies like The Little Mermaid Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, and Frozen have basically overshadowed songs like Whistle While You Work, Someday My Prince Will Come, and of course the legendary Hi-Ho. This movie is wonderful, and as far as I'm concerned, after seeing it now, after all this time, I am so happy to know that it still feels like it's brand new, and that it really still does hold itself amongst all the other Disney classics that we have seen, because by the end of this year there will be 56, and next year is even more incredible because this movie will be 80 years old, and in 2037 it will reach its 100th anniversary. So if you haven't seen Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs yet, especially if you're a Disney fan, I highly recommend that this is a movie that you must watch. I feel that it will really make you feel like your inner child has leapt out, and you will just be filled with wonder with what you are watching when you see the very first Disney classic for the first time ever, or for the first time in a long time. I am planning on owning this film, and I am giving Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs 4 out of 4. So thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, please put your comments in the box below. I would love to have a discussion with you on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I will see you in the next episode of Out of the Vault, Actions Speak Louder Than Words.